Morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here, for being punctual to this class. Give me just 1 second because I have some problems to solve here. Well, I just want to remind you that we were working on future forms or futures. Last class, future going to, future will, future with present continuous. And just to refresh your memory, I'm going to show you the lesson that we worked. It was lesson 4 in your books, and it can be found in page 80, 88, page 88 in your books, in your English ID book. Let me share with you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So those were the exercises that we solved. We said that to work with predictions based on evidence, we use future going to. We also said that for spontaneous or quick decisions, we use will. For events on a timetable, we use present simple, but present simple is not future. But if you have it in a plan to be done later, can be considered a future form. For future arrangement fixed plans, we're gonna use going to, and for intentions, we're gonna use going to. Well, no, future arrangements is present continuous, sorry. I rehearsed what I said. Present continuous, future arrangement, fixed plans, and intentions going to. So to make this clear, you have some explanations on page 130 in your books, is the green section. When I say green, I don't mean ecological friendly. So I mean that is color green. So there you have some explanation, but I wanted to help you today by presenting you a video. So you're gonna see another teacher explaining the different future forms. So I want you to please take close attention to what she says so you can see the difference in the use of futures. Futures are future forms. We have more than one way to express future ideas. So I will play the video right now, and I want you to pay close attention to everything that the teacher is gonna say. Just give me 1 second. I gotta share it with you. Chad is here. Learning with English Pit.
Hello, my name is Emma, and in today's lesson, I am going to teach you the 4 futures. Okay, a lot of you know 2 futures, I think. A lot of you probably know will and going to. I'm going to teach you 2 more futures today and teach you how they're different from one another. Okay, so let's get started with the present continuous future. So the present continuous is when you have be verb. So I am, you are, he is, she is, they are. I don't know if I said we are. Plus the verb and ing. Okay, so we have am, the verb, ing. This is known as the present continuous. It's usually one of the first things you will learn when you're learning English. So a lot of you know the present continuous and you think, oh, present continuous, it's taking place now. You're right, but we can also use it to talk about the future. We use the present continuous to talk about future that is going to happen very, very soon. So for example, if you ask me, Emma, what are you doing this weekend? Well,
So you see, this is a very curious fact when she says that present continuous is used for different things, to talk about things in present that are happening right now. But we can also use it as a future form. And it's when something is happening pretty soon. So the future is not in 3 or 4 years from now. It is something that will happen this week, tonight, this afternoon, etc.
I'm hanging out with my friend Josh this weekend. Okay. Or I might say, I'm shopping this weekend. I'm studying this weekend. If you ask me, what are you doing tonight? Well, I want to be a good student, so I'm studying tonight. I'm studying tonight. What are you doing next week? Well, next week, I'm working next week. Okay? So present continuous is very, very common for when we're talking about the future that's going to happen soon. Not future that's going to happen 2,000 years from now or 50 years from now. No, 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 that's far future. We're talking about the future that's going to happen in the next couple of days. Okay, so very, very soon future. We can also use the simple present to talk about the future. So the simple present is when you take a verb and it's in the basic form. Usually you add an s if it's third person singular. For example, I leave, you leave, he leaves, she leaves, they leave, we leave. So this is all simple present. In your classes, you've probably learned we use the simple present when we talk about routine. We can also use the simple present when we're talking about routines in the future, okay? So for example, and by this I mean timetables. We use this when we're talking about a schedule event, something that is scheduled to happen in the future. So this usually has to do with when we're talking about transportation. Trains, airplanes, we can use this tense. We can use it when we're talking about TV shows. We can use it when we're talking about restaurants opening and closing, or stores when they open and close. So we use this when we're thinking about a schedule or a timetable.
Okay, that's another future form that needs your complete concern because it's easy to make confused. Well, in present continuous and simple present, it's easy to get confused because you might be wondering, teacher, but how can I talk about a future if it's present simple tense or present continuous tense? So we have seen the explanation of the first present continuous, and the simple explanation for simple present is that we use it for schedule activities. When someone has a regular schedule and she related to the transportation, to the restaurant, and also when events start, for example, an important event, la feria técnica. La feria técnica, it's coming soon, it's in the future, but it's already scheduled beforehand. So we might say that la feria técnica, it starts at 7 a.m. or the Feria Técnica starts on July 30th, which is when you're going to have your fair, your technical fair, or Feria Técnica, if you want to say it in Spanish. So this is why when we use simple present to talk about future, when we have a schedule, a pre-program activity, or is a regular schedule, like in the case of transportation, in the case when a local restaurant or a local store opens and closes, and when an event starts or when an event ends. Now let's continue with be going to and will, which are the most common future forms. Okay,
Uh,
Axel, tell me.
yeah, excuse me, teacher. For example, the letter is the third person for the verb is that she, no, well, she said that when then when say the example he lives, she lives, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I should go, would say they live. She don't use the letter is and the
Ah,
third.
yeah,
So
because
is correct? No.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
it is correct. It is correct because remember that the rules for I'm gonna share the whiteboard with you, so I can I can show you this.
Teacher, I hear another. I well, I uh, I hear another form to the verb to the the for the to the future and is the shall. I don't know if
Ah, yeah, but the thing with shall is that it's not used anymore. I mean, that's part of all English. And American people
ah
don't use it anymore. They don't use it because they said, yeah, shall. S-H-A-L-L, right?
yes yes.
So yeah, that's the point, that they don't use it anymore. They don't use it. It's part of all English.
Oh,
Mhm.
for example, is like when I talk the future or another.
It's
No.
another modal future form. And now
Oh,
people use will instead of shall. Also, shall is used for commands, for orders, for obligatory things. Do you know the Ten Commandments? The Ten
mm,
Commandments are in the Bible, los 10 mandamientos. The Ten
sí,
Commandments are written in shall. For example, it said, you shall not kill, you shall not steal. And people don't like to use shall in the States because they think that is too mandatory. And
yes.
they think that nobody can make them do things by force. And that's why they don't use shall anymore. But yeah, it was a future form. And good, Kevin, good. Okay,
Okay.
so what I'm showing to you right now is that in present simple, you say first person I, second person you, they, plural, we, plural, and also there's you, plural. We have you singular and you plural, right? In those cases, you use live, eat, jump, um, go, uh, what else? Drink. You use the base form of the verbs when you have subjects I, you, they, we, and you singular. You live, I eat, they jump, we go, we drink. When we have she, he, it, we conjugate it, as she said, lives, eats, jumps, goes, and drinks. So, and this is basically what you were asking, that those are some rules of simple present tense. For these subjects right here, you do not conjugate the verb, whereas if you have she, he, it, you do, with es or the s ending.
So that is the like a rule, no?
Ah, yeah,
Yes.
that's a rule.
Oh, okay.
That's a rule that you have to apply every time that you use simple present tense.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking. I like when people ask because that means that you're paying attention. Okay, now let's continue with the clip. Okay, now we agree that present continuous and simple present can be used for future forms as well. Present continuous for close future, something that is happening very soon, so the date is very close, and present simple when we have an schedule routine, like the transportation's routes, like the schedule of a restaurant or local store, when a show, a movie, or a TV series start or ends, etc.
So here are some examples. The last train leaves at 6 p.m. today. So 6 p.m. hasn't happened yet. It's in the future. But because this is a schedule event, it's a timetable event, it's a schedule, we can use the simple present. Here's another example. The restaurant opens at 5 p.m. today. So this hasn't happened yet. Right now it is 2 p.m. This is going to happen in the future. But still, I use the simple present because this is a schedule. Okay, every day the restaurant opens at 5 p.m. Here's a third example. I like watching TV. Imagine I like The Big Bang Theory. My TV show, The Big Bang Theory, starts at 4 p.m. So again, it's a routine, it's a schedule that takes place in the future, but it's still a schedule, so we can use the simple present here. All right, so these two, even though they're present tenses, they can be used for the future. Now let's look at the two verbs we commonly use for the future, or we commonly think of as future verbs. Be going to plus a verb, and will. So be going to plus verb. I'm going to study. I'm going to sleep. You are going to watch a video. Okay, these are examples of the be going to plus verb future. So we use this when we're talking about the near future. Similar to this, so it's not a future that's very, very far away, it's soon, but it's a future where we think something is going to happen and we have evidence that something is going to happen. So for example, I'm going to study English next month in Canada. This means you probably have your ticket already bought. You're pretty sure about this. There's not a lot of confusion. This is almost going to happen, almost certainly. So you're pretty sure about this. I'm going to study English next month. Another example, imagine I watch the weather station, okay? And the meteorologist has predicted the weather, but it's a very good prediction because we see these clouds in the sky. There's a lot of evidence it's going to rain. Because there's evidence, we could use this tense and we could say it's going to rain all week. So this is based, it's in the near future, but it's based on some sort of evidence. This is likely to happen and we're pretty sure it's going to happen. We have some evidence that makes us think it's going to happen. So this is a bit different.
All right, I think I comment something like that. So these examples are very common because I read it in a book. And now that I'm watching this video, I see that she uses the same example that I use. Going to is for near future plans, but also to make predictions based on evidence. So it's not the same to predict that today is gonna rain just because we think it's gonna rain, that when we see the evidence, this outside is very dark, the wind's blowing, there's some lightning, so we for sure have evidence that it's something that is gonna happen. And when we're certain, when we have evidence, when we are so sure that something gonna happen, we use future going to be. And be aware that you have to conjugate the for every tense correctly, like I am, you are, she is, he is, it is, we are, they are, etc. Remember that we have three forms, conjugation forms in simple present for the verb be, am, is, and are. And remember, you use future going to or be going to when you are certain, you have a high degree of certainty that something is going to happen.
Different from will, which is one of the maybe easier futures to think about. We use will plus a verb. For example, I will always love you. I will study hard. I will do my taxes on time. Okay, so we use will plus a verb when we're talking, first of all, in the far future. So this is all soon. This is very soon, whereas this is very far. So for example, in 50 years, everyone will speak Chinese.
And another difference that he just pointed out is that future will is used for far future, whereas those are close. But there's another difference. When we use will for promises or for spontaneous decisions, so here we're not talking about far future. For example, I say, hey, please give me a call. So this afternoon, give me a call. And I say, yes, I will. Yes, I will. That's an spontaneous, a quick decision. When something has been thought in the moment, in that precise moment, you decide to do something due to the circumstances, you use also future will. And that doesn't mean that it's going to be in 10 years from now, 5 years from now. No, it means that you just thought about it. For example, another, hey, please do me a favor. Can you please send these letters to my mother? I'm setting a very stupid example because nobody sends letters nowadays. But you said, oh, please send this ticket to my father. Okay, I will. And that means that you just thought that in the moment. That is a promise and also a quick decision. Okay, let's continue.
We use this also when we're not so sure about something. This is my prediction, but I don't have that much evidence of this. I'm not very, very sure. So I will use will because I'm not sure. Whereas if I'm very sure, there's a lot of evidence, I know it's going to happen, I'd use be going to. So this one, there's not a lot of evidence, and it's a prediction we don't have evidence for. Another example, aliens will invade Earth. Okay, in 25 years, aliens are coming, they will invade the Earth. I don't mean to scare you. Luckily, I'm using will, which means I'm not really sure. If I said to you this week, aliens are invading the Earth, you'd be very scared. And if I said aliens are going to invade the Earth, I know this, I have secret government documents, I'd be using this, and you'd be scared too. But with will, it's will, so you don't have to be scared. It might not happen. We also use will when we're making promises. Okay, so if somebody ever gets down on their knee and says, Emma, will you marry me? I will marry you. It means I'm promising to marry you. Okay, or maybe I don't really like the person. I might say, I won't marry you. Won't is the negative form of will. So I promise not to marry you. I don't know in your culture, but in Canadian culture and many Western cultures, for New Year's, we always make these resolutions. We think, oh, when it's New Year's, when it's January 1st, we make some sort of promise to ourselves that we're never going to do something again, or we're going to start doing something. We usually use will for these. So for example, maybe you have had too many beers and you're thinking, I don't want to ever drink again. You might make a promise to yourself. I won't drink again. I will never drink again. Okay? Or maybe you want to stop smoking. I will never smoke again. I will never do this again. Okay? Maybe your parents are angry at you because you did really bad on a test. I promise I will work harder. I will study harder. So these are promises. We use will for promise. Finally, we also use will for volunteering. Okay? When we want to volunteer for something, we want to offer our help. We want to help someone, we can use will. So for example, Emma, can you clean the dishes? I'll do it. Emma, can you vacuum the floor? Sure, I'll vacuum. I'll get the telephone. I'll help you with your homework. I'll help you learn English. I'm volunteering, and so I use I will. Okay? So just to recap, just to quickly go over everything, there are 4 futures I'm teaching you today. Present continuous, can be used as the future if it's very soon. Simple present can be used for the future if it's a routine or schedule. Something that's like, if you look at a schedule in the future, we can use the simple present. We can use be going to if we're talking about the near future and some kind of plan that or prediction we have evidence for. We are pretty certain it's going to happen. And then we can use will and a verb for the far future for a promise or when we want to volunteer for something. Okay, so there you have it, 4 futures. I invite you to come visit our website.
Okay, I think that she has explained very well, very clear, and she had provided good examples, but I don't know if you have more questions about future forms. Do you, my friends? Questions? Anybody? Okay, if you have no more questions, let's move to the book exercises. Okay, let's move to lesson number 5 in your books. So all of these lessons are already in YouTube, so you can catch up with certain topics that probably we didn't work together. Here we are, page 90, page 90 in your books, lesson number 5. And this is the last lesson of Unit 8. Says here, do you believe in fortune telling? So fortune telling is when somebody tells you what is going to happen or what will happen in your future. So they say, oh, Evelyn, I see in your future a good man, a tall man, or I see a scholarship in the United States for you, Amy. So those are things that I don't know if you believe in. Personally, I don't believe that someone can tells you or read your future in a cup or in a crystal ball or with the cards, tarot cards. But there are many people who actually believe in these things. Now let me verify if you are paying attention to what I'm saying. And I'm gonna ask you if you do believe in these things. For example, we have here Emily. Emily, are you here? Can you listen to me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you believe in fortune telling, Emmy? That someone can tell you your future? Or you think it's nonsense?
I think in my future.
Do you think that someone can read your future in a cup or in a crystal ball? Like the
Crystal
woman,
ball.
like here you see. Do you think that this woman can read your future?
Okay.
No.
And I read it.
No, if you believe that people can tell you your future, like this woman here, do you think that she can tell you your future or it's
um,
just a lie?
I think it's
Possible or impossible? What do you think?
impossible.
Yeah, of course it is. Well, but at least this is what I think, and this is what you think too, right, Emily? Thank you. So let me see who else is here. My dear Diego. Diego, Antonio.
Hello, teacher.
Do you believe in fortune telling?
No, I think it's impossible to.
Yeah, I also think like you that just fraud, like they say, they're frauds. They just steal your money because you are an insecure person. So you must be really troubled. You might be a really troubled person to look for some help in a fortune teller's shop, and because you're so insecure about yourself and your probabilities. And the last person, Kevin, do you believe in fortune telling?
And I think that in the down, for example, uh, well, no, it depends on the person because I know the person that say the future, but is like how do you say alardean? Uh,
Brag.
it, yes, it's like a lie the the future because
Mhm.
it's like one have seen the person that the future that they predict the future, but yeah, I think that more or less because
Because you
I
have met someone, right?
yes, more or less.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, I see. Maybe due to your experience, I remember someone told me that she, because it was a she, that she visited one of these places, and that person told her exactly what is gonna happen in one year from that date, and it happened. I personally think that it was a coincidence, but a very difficult coincidence because it was something that nobody expected to happen. And that woman predicted that that thing was going to happen on that person's life. And it did happen. And I still believe that it was just a lucky strike that
Teacher,
she just gets. Tell me.
you never hear the octopus that can guess the future, no?
I remember in the World Cup,
Yes, yes.
in the Russia, it was in the Russia World
Yeah,
Cup.
yeah, that they all that can predict the match,
the
the
winner,
soccer. Uh-huh.
the
Yes.
winner of the match, the winner of the
What,
match.
but
Yeah,
that is incredible because in my
yeah, but that can happen with a trick on television. You see how many times did they get that shot? You see, the octopus probably swam to another direction, and then suddenly to another, and they decide. I don't know. I think that was a trick. I thought it was a trick, and they just got the perfect scene when the octopus selected the winning team.
uh,
Especially because I also think that, but this is my own theory. This is my personal point of view, that soccer matches are already arranged. I mean, there's a
ooh,
lot of money. There's a lot of money on play. You see, for example, Champions League. For me, I do personally think that the scores are already fixed. That there's a trick there. That they are already arranged who the winner's gonna be. But this is what I
yeah,
think. Yeah, that's what I think. And many people also share the same thoughts. But you have to keep the illusion that soccer it's the most beautiful sport in the world. All right. So, but
yes,
I remember,
teacher.
Kevin, I remember that the
Yes,
octopus,
but I
and it
don't
was
know.
certain, right? It was certain. So the octopus always selected the winning team. It did.
But selective is like, for example, the person that they take a picture and show the octopus that the team. I don't know. I don't know how the octopus when well uh, can select because it is incredible. Only it's incredible, but it's
Mm.
amazing.
No, it is. It is very curious. It is a
Yeah.
very curious fact. I remember that octopus predicting who the winner was gonna be. But I deeply think that it was already arranged. It was a trick, a visual trick.
Teacher,
Tell me.
I think is that coincidence. Do not. believe in people who read the future,
Mhm.
but they are others' opinions.
Yeah, of course. There are different opinions. And the person that predicted my acquaintance future, she attended to a church. I mean, she supposedly believed in God, and she also made predictions. And that person got really scared, and she never visited that woman after that, because she thought that she could communicate to demons or something like that. That's what that person thought, and she never visited the fortune teller anymore, because she was 100% certain. And I think that there's a world beyond our sense. I think that there is a world of spirits, and things that we don't understand. There are many mysteries in this world that we can't understand, and that's why we got the skeptical perspective. We say we better decide not to believe, because it's easier not to believe. But if you start studying or going deep into those things, you will see that there is a world beyond our senses. Oh, I'm talking very deep today. And it is because of the topic, right? It's because of the topic. And like my dear Emily said, that it's a matter of opinions. It's a matter of opinions. But I think that it's easier not to believe, because there are many things that can't be explained in this world. Okay, this is what I think. Do you have any more opinions, or should we move to the first exercise? So look at the ads. We have some ads here. Love Psychic Natalie, Psychic Princess, Sofia Misteriosa. They got those catchy names, right? Anne F, for sure is Anne F. And Mystical Godness. A good goddess, mystical goddess. All right, those are advertisements. So the question here is, what are these advertisements for, or these ads for? What are they offering? What are these girls offering? The other question is, check the things you believe in. Okay, those are your opinions. Do you believe in astrology? Do you believe in numerology, telepathy, or fortune telling? So if you believe in those things, in any of these things, you gotta mark, you gotta check. If you believe in nothing in here, uh, don't do anything. Just leave it in blank, because you don't believe in astrology, numerology, etc. So after we, tell me,
What is numerology?
numerology.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of theories based on dates. So for example, on date or specific numbers. Have you ever heard of this? Wait a second. I'm gonna share with you the whiteboard again. Okay, for example, have you ever heard about Club 27 or the 27 Club? Have you ever heard about this? Any of you? The Club 27? So the Club 27, it's a club that a lot of famous singers have died at the age of 27. For example, Kurt Cobain, Nirvana's lead singer. There was this guy, the Doors vocal singer, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin. There are a lot of singers. If you Google the Club 27 or the 27 Club, you will find names of famous people who died at the age of 27. And that is numerology. People believe that there's a mystery behind number 27. There's another thing related to numbers, Friday 13. So you have heard many times that this date brings bad luck, Friday the 13th. And it's due to a course that happened a long time ago with the Crusaders. The Crusaders were some knights that they killed people that didn't believe in the Catholic Church, you see, long ago. And number 13 is related to that group.
Who is like a attempt about the 91
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's that people relate events based on numbers. So they think that the numbers has something to do. And if you study numerology, you can predict many future events, or you can explain things that happened before. That is numerology. And I think that
Got it.
numerology is more precise. I believe in numerology because numbers don't lie. Mathematics is a very precise science. It's not like literature or social studies because it's open to interpretations, right? Social studies and literature are very open to possibilities, but mathematics and science, no, they are very precise fields.
Yes.
Mhm.
Teacher, I believe.
Teacher,
Tell me.
and you believe in astrology?
No, but let me tell you, one of these classes we were talking about the zodiacal signs. I don't know if you were there when Jay was asking our zodiacal signs, if you're Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius, and all that. I believe that there is a tendency in characters, in personality traits, because people who were born from June to September, they have certain similarities in personality. And I personally get along well. I get along well with some people who were born in September. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but my best friend was born in September. My wife was born in September, and a lot of friends that I have were born in September. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. Is astrology? I don't know. Do you believe in astrology? Do you, guys?
Yes.
Of course you do, Roxy. I remember last class or two classes or four classes ago when we were talking about zodiacal signs. What is your zodiacal sign, Rox?
I'm Tauro.
Taurus. Taurus.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe in numerology because it's precise. I don't believe in telepathy. I don't believe in fortune telling, and for sure I do not believe in astrology. I just believe that there are some personality traits that people have in common depending on the month when they were born. I believe it because I have lived it. So nobody told me, nobody convinced me. I have lived. A coincidence or astrology? I'm not sure. Anybody else wants to share something about astrology, numerology, telepathy, fortune telling, or something? So we are very mysterious today, right? All right, so let's move to this. After that, after we read what these women are offering, because they offer different services, we're gonna scan. Some people need something. So there are people in need. They have problems. I must have a psychic who will reimburse me if the predictions are not accurate. So you read this. What might be the perfect lady for this person? A, B, C, D, or E? Then you read number 2 and you decide which woman would solve that person's problem based on what they offer. We're gonna listen and read the fortune telling and then look for the best answer for that.
Audio 8.14.
I specialize in relationships, dating, and marriage. Know his or her true emotions and real intentions. Good or bad, you always get the truth. All major credit cards accepted. Facing challenges in your life? 15 plus years of authentic fortune telling, intuition, and guidance. Certified tarot reader. 10-minute walk from subway station.
Tired of false promises? Let me help you make the right career decisions. Third generation fortune teller and astrologer. Be prepared for the truth. Reduced rates, 8 a.m. to noon. Accurate fortune-telling services using palm reading, coffee cups, and crystals. Money-back guarantee. 80% accuracy or I'll refund your money. No questions asked.
Family problems? Let me help you solve them. I can look into the past, present, and future and give you all the answers you need. What are you waiting for? Help is one click away. Online tarot reading available on demand.
Okay, listen again.
Audio 8.14.
I specialize in relationships, dating, and marriage. Know his or her true emotions and real intentions. Good or bad, you always get the truth. All major credit cards accepted. Facing challenges in your life? 15 plus years of authentic fortune telling, intuition, and guidance. Certified tarot reader. 10-minute walk from subway station.
Tired of false promises? Let me help you make the right career decisions. Third generation fortune teller and astrologer. Be prepared for the truth. Reduced rates, 8 a.m. to noon. Accurate fortune-telling services using palm reading, coffee cups, and crystals. Money-back guarantee. 80% accuracy or I'll refund your money. No questions asked.
Family problems? Let me help you solve them. I can look into the past, present, and future and give you all the answers you need. What are you waiting for? Help is one click away. Online tarot reading available on demand.
Okay, now let's look for the perfect psychic for the persons here. Number 1, I must have a psychic who will reimburse me if the predictions are not accurate. Who promised to give the money back if the predictions are not okay? A, B, C, D, or E? Let me see. You said D. Yeah, it's here. I will refund your money. Yes, thank you. So this is the perfect person for him. So write the letter here. Letter D. Letter D for number 1. Number 2, is Jack the man of my dreams? I really need to know the truth. Who can help her?
Letter A.
Yes, letter A. She says that she's always comes with the truth about that person's intentions. So that would be good if someone can tell you your partner's real intentions, right? But I think that is not possible. All right. Number 3. I like to understand why my brother and I are always fighting. Who can help me with family rattles?
Letter E.
Yeah, letter E. She specializes in family issues. Number 4, I have a baby, so I can't leave the house. Any online sessions? Who offers that? Letter E. Yeah, online tarot reading available. So nowadays in the lockdown for the COVID 2019, COVID-19, so I forgot the year of COVID-19. So there are a lot of sessions of this online. So the online is everywhere. Okay, then I can only trust a psychic who has taken courses and has certificates. Who has a certification?
B.
Letter B. Yes, it's a certified tarot reader. Huh? Can you see? You go to study that, you're gonna get a diploma or a degree of fortune telling. Ni que fuera Harry Potter. Okay, the good mediums usually have psychic parents and grandparents. She comes from a long line of psychics. Is the one left, right? What letter is it? Okay, let's see. Letter C was 6. Okay, number 1, letter D, 2A, 3E, 4E again. Oh, there's a repeated answer. 3 and 4E, 5B, and 6C. And do we have all the letters? Yes, we do. A, B, C, D, E. All right. So there you have the answers. And there's another thing. Omit auxiliaries. Well, in real, we're gonna read word of English or real English word. Then cross out the words that can be omitted. There's one thing called ellipsis. So ellipsis is nothing but the omission of some words. And we use it a lot for advertisements. When you write advertisements, you omit auxiliary verbs, articles, prepositions, etc. The ellipsis was very popular since a long time ago when people sent telegrams. And when I say telegrams, I don't mean the application. Long time ago, 20 years ago, or more than 20 years ago, people used to send telegraph. How is that? So people use the phone, people make phone calls, they call to a particular number and you dictate a message to someone to receive it. And that bill was charged to your telephone bill. So for example, I want to send a message to Evelyn or Kevin. I have to make a phone call to 123, for example. And I say, please, can you send a telegram for Evelyn? Her number is 666-76666. Okay, and what is the message? The person asked. Tell her that she has to send me the homework. They charge me for every word. They charge me for every word, so I have to be very precise with my message. And this is where the culture of omitting words comes from. Because the longer the message was, the more expensive it would be. So that's why ellipses become very popular, because a long time ago people charge you for words. And in advertisements or billboards in the street is the space, is because of the space. Instead of saying fees are negotiable, you can say only fees negotiable. Instead of saying an experienced cook is urgently needed, you can omit the preposition and the auxiliary verb, or the verb in this case. And you only say experienced cook urgently needed. And then in the question, you omit the subject and you omit the auxiliary. And you ask only, been working too hard, experienced cook urgently needed, fees are negotiable. That omission of words, it's called ellipsis. Okay, so now we're gonna use it to omit words in these advertisements. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to omit the words that you think can be possible. Remember, you omit auxiliary verbs, articles, prepositions. Here, an experienced cook, it's an article. It's an article. Okay. So work, please, for 5 minutes. Omit the words that you think it can be omitted, please. Which words do you think can be omitted here in number 1? What might be the best ellipsis for this one?
R.
This one, all major cards accepted or credit cards accepted? Which one do you think it might be the best choice? All major cards accepted or credit cards accepted? And here, a 10-minute walk from the subway station. 10-minute walk to subway. Well, there are many possibilities. We're gonna see the best right here. Oh, number 1. The best choice is all major credit cards accepted. So you just omit R. In number 2, a 10-minute walk from subway station. In number 3, tired of fall promises. Tired of fall, instead of said, are you tired? Number 4, reduced rates, 8 a.m. hyphen noon. 8 a.m. noon, that means from 2. Number 5, no questions asked, no question asked. And 6, online tarot reading available on demand. So you omit certain words, not all of them. Right? So then for the last exercise, or the last set of exercises, page 91, there's the listening exercise here, making predictions. So this guy here looks very troubled, and he's Joe. Joe is going through a difficult time at work and at home. He visited 3 psychics from the ad. So he visited 3 of these women right here. So you're gonna write which ones did he visit, A, B, C, D, or E, and write the letter here. Write the letter of the psychic that he visited, and then you're gonna listen again and check what will happen and what won't happen. Will, yes, won't, no. Joe's get a promotion, stay in same company, marry Emma, fall in love with his boss, stop fighting with his sister, forgive his father. Okay, and then you check.
Audio 8.15. 1,
Which is exactly why you're here, I imagine. So, Jay, what?
It's Joe.
Of course. Joe, what exactly would you like to know?
It's about my career. You see, I've worked at the same company for 6 years now, and it feels like, well, it feels like I'm getting nowhere. You know what I mean? So, I guess my question to you is, will I ever get a promotion?
Okay, Jack, I need you to drink this. Thank you.
So, am I going to get promoted?
I doubt it. Look at the bottom of the cup. It looks like a man's face, doesn't it? It's your boss's face. He hates you.
But my boss is a woman, and she says she likes me.
Well, she pretends she likes you, but she wants you out of the company.
Oh my God! Is she going to fire me?
There's a good chance. You see, when this woman...
2,
So, I can help you. Your name's Joe, correct?
Yes. You see, I've been seeing this girl for a year now, and I like her. No, I love her, but I'm not sure she feels the same way about me.
What's her name and date of birth?
Her name's Emma, and she was born on April 8th, 1992.
All right. Close your eyes and think of Emma, please. Focus on her face, her eyes. What's your question, Joe?
Are we going to get married?
Not a chance. I can see another woman, someone you work with, I think. She's blonde, tall, well, very tall, and good-looking.
But you're describing my boss. Hang on. This is insane. Will I fall in love with my boss?
Oh, for sure. She was put on Earth for you, Joe. You see, there's a...
3,
Come in, Joe.
Hi. Did I tell you my name over the phone?
Well, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Take a seat, please.
Thanks. You don't use coffee cups, crystal balls, or anything, do you? I mean, I'm tired of...
No, I don't need any of that. I learned from my mother, and she learned from her mother.
Oh, that's good. First, I'd like to ask about...
Your sister.
Yes. How do you know?
You're very transparent, Joe. Anyway, there's actually a reason why the two of you fight all the time, you know.
But how do you know that we...
You see, she was your mother in another life, and you used to be a very difficult child and teenager.
Wow. I'm impressed. So, will we ever stop fighting?
Oh, no. No way. Jennifer is very short-tempered, and so are you. But she loves you deeply.
Oh my God. Did you just say my sister's name?
What else would you like to know, Joe?
Am I ever going to forgive my father?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt at all. You love your father.
Audio 8.15. 1,
Which is...
3,
Come in, Joe.
Hi. Did I tell you my name over the phone?
Well, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Take a seat, please.
Thanks. You don't use coffee cups, crystal balls, or anything, do you? I mean, I'm tired of...
No, I don't need any of that. I learned from my mother, and she learned from her mother.
Oh, that's good. First, I'd like to ask about...
Your sister.
Yes. How do you know?
You're very transparent, Joe. Anyway, there's actually a reason why the two of you fight all the time, you know.
But how do you know that we...
You see, she was your mother in another life, and you used to be a very difficult child and teenager.
Wow. I'm impressed. So, will we ever stop fighting?
Oh, no. No way. Jennifer is very short-tempered, and so are you. But she loves you deeply.
Oh my God. Did you just say my sister's name?
What else would you like to know, Joe?
Am I ever going to forgive my father?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt at all. You love your father.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the answers so you can make sure of your responses. So psychic 1 was letter D and F. Psychic number 2 was letter A, love psychic Natalie. And psychic number 3 was Sofia Misteriosa. And then the events that will or won't happen in Joe's life. So get a promotion? No. Stay in the company? No. He's not going to marry Emma, or he won't marry Emma. He will fall in love with his boss. Stop fighting with his sister. He won't. And then for sure he will forgive his father. So there you have the answers. So I think we finished the lesson for today, my friends. Thank you very much for your participation.